Welcome back. The Better Business Bureau, or BBB, is something we've all probably heard about. Local BBBs across the United States and Canada work to improve marketplace trust between companies and consumers. They also work to inform the public, especially at-risk communities like seniors, about developing scams and other bad business practices. The Better Business Bureau is a tremendous resource. So today, we look at how you can get the most from the BBB. The first Better Business Bureau was formed nearly 100 years ago on the East Coast. The local chapter started 60 years ago and now serves the 12-county metro area surrounding Boulder and Denver. Dale Mingleton is the president and CEO of the Denver Boulder Better Business Bureau. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Now, we heard a little bit about the mission statement from me, but how about now in your own words, explain what is the mission of the Better Business Bureau?
Advancing marketplace trust, and that's a lot to try and absorb, but really it's trying to get businesses to act honorably, to honor their promises, to be responsive, really to do good business.
That's, again, a great mission and a great resource for consumers to go to find good businesses. You also rate the businesses, and you have a rating scale that goes from, an A+ down to an F, I believe.
We do.
And we actually use that when we check our companies that we do the background checks on before they are allowed on our list. They have to have a good rating with the Better Business Bureau. So again, a great resource for us and a great resource for consumers to use to find out how a company's rated. Can you explain how the rating system works?
I can, and actually I pulled up this rating on a company called Haystack, Colorado.
All right.
That has an A+ rating. So
Fantastic.
when we look at it, we look at how large your company is, we look at the number of employees, we look if you've been responsive, do you have any complaints, do you have ad review issues? In other words, have you had problems with your advertising? We look at how long you've been in business. So this algorithm covers a lot of different components of being in business. So it's not just complaints.
Well, and again, it's a lot of companies don't rate businesses like the way you do. You know, I know that we don't do that. That's why it's important for us to use you as a resource and find out how they're rated.
Right.
Now, businesses also have an opportunity to become accredited with the Better Business Bureau. So explain how that process works.
It's quite a process. So we have a sales force that goes out and they explain the mission to the organization. They bring an application in. Once that is completed, then it goes through our compliance department. And that we review your licensing, we verify that you've been registered with the Secretary of State, and you do have to be in business for 1 year before we will look at you. We make sure that your complaints, that there haven't been any unanswered, or that you don't have an overabundance amount of complaints. So it goes through this complete process, it's reviewed, and then it shows up on my desk for final approval and recommendation to the board for accreditation.
Great. Now, so we talked about the ratings, and I think, again, most consumers know it's a great place to go to find, what the rating is of a company. You mentioned the complaints, so
Yes.
a great place to go to file a complaint on a company, to have someone look into that. You can also use your website for a number of other things, but consumers may not be aware of everything that you can do and what they can use your site for. So why don't you explain what they can use it for?
Sure. We've really worked on developing this website so that consumers can make a good decision. And so there is a button for complaints, but there's also a button to check out companies to see how they've rated. We always request and suggest to business or to consumers and businesses that they use 3 references before making a decision. Again, we are a resource, not a referral, and so we want them to get as much information as possible. So when you go on our website, you can click for a company, see how they've done, and get lots of other companies that can be very helpful in your decision-making process.
And you also actually put out articles to make consumers aware of scams and to keep them updated on things that are happening within certain industries, or actually probably all industries that you actually cover, which is all businesses really. So how does that work though? Because I read something just the other day, there was a 400% increase on roofing complaints from 2009 to 2010.
Well, the scams are very important for the public to understand. These are the specific ones were the door-to-door roofing scams,
Sure.
where folks were making a suggestion that they can come in underpriced, they can do it faster, better, cheaper, etc. And a lot of these folks have been taken advantage of. And so we try and push out the scams. We send out anywhere from 2 to 5 press releases to the media on a weekly basis, trying to cover so that folks understand that there are some bad folks out there trying to take advantage of.
Thanks for sharing the information. Certainly appreciate it, and we'll see you back here again very soon.
I hope so. We've been doing this for 60 years, and we appreciate your support.
Well, thank you so much. You can always check a company's rating with the Better Business Bureau by calling the agency at 303-758-2100 or search the online database of BBB reports through their website at denver.bbb.org. Remember that the BBB also takes complaints about companies. Their number again is 303-758-2100. Thanks for watching.